Oh, didn't see you there. Sorry about that. Take a little nap. Trying something a little new today. Trying to see how I look. But before we get started, I wanted to show you a little magic trick. So to begin with, I have an ordinary deck of cards here. This was your card, wasn't it? Got it. All right, so again, welcome to Monday's lesson. Let's jump right into it. Today's lesson won't take very long. We're going to work on multiples. When I have multiples here, you are asked to write the next three multiples of 5. So when we're working with multiples of 5, the first number they give us is 15. So if it's already a multiples of 5, we have to try and think what is 15, what multiple of 5 gives us 15. So if you think about it, if you have 5 and another 5, let's write this out. We have a 5, another 5, that gives us 10, another 5 gives us 15. So this is times 3. So 5 times 3 will give us that 15. 5 times 3 will end up with 15. So I want to continue this pattern and have a 5 times 4, a 5 times 5, and a 5 times 6 to continue that pattern. So if I have 5 times 4, I should end up with 20, and I'm going to put that down here because it's not going to squeeze into that little box. If I have 5 times 5, I'll end up with 25. And if I have 5 times 6, I'll end up with 30. So the next three multiples of 5 are 20, 25, and 30. So before I go into the next example, it's time for a bad joke of the day. First joke of the two you'll hear today. How did Darth Vader know what Luke got him for Christmas? He felt his presence. Yeah. No. Sorry. All right, so going on to the next example here. Write the next three multiples of 2. So if I'm looking at having 2 here, first number I have is 4. So I can figure out right that, well, that's 2 times 2 will give me 4. And since I'm going to continue this pattern, I'm going to look for the number for 2 times 3, 2 times 4, and 2 times 5. So this one's pretty easy. So 2 times 3, and I'm going to actually put these multiples of 2 with the 2 right up on top. So 2 times 3, I get an answer of 6. And if I have 2 times 4, I have 8. 2 times 5, I have 10. So my answers are 6, 8, and 10 are the next three multiples of 2 after 4. Let's go on to next problem. Write the next three multiples of 10. This one you're going to try on your own, so why don't you try that now? And we're back. So multiples of 10. I'm going to put that 10 right up here on top. So I'm 20. So let's see, I usually like to count, but we're not going to do that. So I'm looking for, what did I do to 10 to make it a 20? I multiplied it by 2. So now I need to multiply it by 3, and by 4, and by 5. And when I do that, 10 times 2, again, is the 20. But now I'm doing 10 times 3, I get an answer of 30. 10 times 4, I get an answer of 40. And 10 times 5, I get an answer of 50. So the answers for this one are going to be 30, 40, and 50. Okay, and for the next type of problem you're working with, they're very similar, but now we're going to work with some numbers that aren't 2, 5, and 10. They're going to be a little bit harder. So if I have a 27 is what I'm starting off with, and I'm asked to find the next three multiples of 9. So 9 times something gives me my 27. You should know 9 times 3 will give us to 27. So that means for our pattern we're going to continue is going to be 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do 9 times 4, and I get an answer of 36. Again, 9 times 5, I get an answer of 45. 9 times 6, I get 54. And I'm done. I have 36, 45, and 54. I have one more example, but before that, it's time for another bad joke of the day. This one is, what's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits a windshield? its butt. Splat. All right, so next example. Write the next three multiples of 7. So we have 7, 21 divided by 7 gives me an answer of 3. So I'm multiplying the next one by 4, by 5, and by 6. And when I do that, 7 times 4, I get an answer of 28. 7 times 5, I get an answer of 35. And 7 times 6, I get an answer of 42. So 28, 35, and 42. Hopefully you guys understood that one. If not, you can go back and watch these two again. Let's go on to the third example, which you're going to try on your own right now. So let's go over that answer now. I have 9 and 36. So write the next three multiples of 9. So for 9, how many times does 9 go into 36? If I take 36 and I divide it by 9, I get an answer of 4. So that means for my next multiple is going to be times 5, times 6, times 7. And when I do 9 times 5, I get an answer of 45. 9 times 6, I get an answer of 54. And 9 times 7, I have an answer of 63. So hopefully you got those answers as well. That's it for today's lesson. So you have a couple of these problems to try on your own. If you're confused on any of these, you can go over and check my Zoom hours. For Monday today, if you're doing the lesson, you should be 11 and 2. If you are doing these after that time and you still have questions, wait till tomorrow. I'll be on at 10. If you are missing any work, a couple of you are missing some problems from last week, make sure you get that stuff turned in as soon as possible. The problem is if you're not getting that turned in, after 1 week, it's closed and you can't do that assignment anymore. And the last thing for today is the secret word for today's lessons. Let me know that you've watched today's video. And today's secret word is pencil. P-E-N-C-I-L, just like it is up on the screen. And that's it for today. Hopefully I'll see you on Zoom. Take care.